What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your sweet Zionist Prince Tal, the traveling clad here, coming live from Israel on another crazy day. I'm here watching the shills for Hamas. Al Jazeera News during the release of the hostages from Gaza right now, and just watching their programming on how absolutely disgusting. I will never forget Al Jazeera and their propaganda during this war and how much they stand up for Hamas. Let's just look and listen to a little bit of the reporting. The hostages are being released right now as I'm recording this.
Prolonged period of conflict between Israel and Hamas that had led to the devastation of the entire Gaza Strip.
Okay, thanks very much, Ty. I was all there for that latest update. We'll be checking in with you shortly. But joining us here in the studio is Beverly Milton-Edwards, a non-resident senior fellow, Middle East Council on Global Affairs, and also co-author of Hamas, The Quest for Power. Is this a quest for Hamas to show its power and that it won't be...
Notice that instead of releasing the hostages like normal human beings in return for the terrorists that they're receiving, Hamas, in their destroyed town, which they won, have set up a stage with some shittily printed tarps, the names of the brigades of the soldiers that they took hostage, Hamas flags, kafiyas galore, kafiyas that don't come from Palestine. They're just trying to sow the waves of propaganda for everybody to see how powerful they are. Look how destroyed Gaza is, yet they won.
Utterly defeating Hamas. So there are huge debates.
So here come the Red Cross. I want you guys to keep something in mind as we see the Red Cross driving in. The Red Cross did not visit any of the Israeli hostages, not once. For over 480 days that the hostages were in Gaza, the Red Cross never visited them. The only time the Red Cross ever visited them was to take them out of Gaza and bring them back to Israel. The only time. They were never given any food, never given any medicine, never taken care of. The UN, UNRWA, the Red Cross, corrupt organizations that need either reform or complete destruction at this point for us to move into a new age without these organizations. So we're seeing the same shtick. Here are the Red Cross workers.
Over to ICRC, and thus will begin their evacuation from the Gaza Strip back into Israel. And then we will expect the other releases, perhaps in another 2 phases.
I want you to keep in mind that today being released are a 19-year-old girl, an 80-year-old man, amongst others, and 5 Thai workers who were just working here doing agricultural jobs in Israel. Look at this place. Look at the effort they went through for the propaganda show.
Supported by Israel as a part of the agreement of the ceasefire, they will never be allowed to return to their homes ever again.
And my understanding was one of the sticking points, if you like, during the delays where they tried to get a ceasefire going, of course, with mediators such as Qatar, the US, and Egypt.
I want you to understand, the people in this kafia right here that's talking casually to the Red Cross, these are rapist murderers who took drugs on October 7th, mass murdered people, disemboweled them, set them on fire. Now they have camera crews from Al Jazeera who are very much embedded with them, filming them as if everything is business as usual. And there's no international condemnation. Nobody's talking about the fact that these people are alive and just chit-chatting with the Red Cross. Like, that reality is absolutely insane to me. These are mass murderer, genocidal freaks. Like, these are the worst scum of humanity, and they're just carrying on their day as if nothing happened. And the Red Cross is totally like, it's all good. We're fine with that. That's fine.
Seen one of the sticking points, at least reportedly, was the release of the Palestinian prisoners and where they go. Because this is the first time in this ceasefire, there's been 2 ceasefires, one in November 2023, and this is the second one, where...
I don't want you guys to listen too much to Al Jazeera because I don't want your brain to rot. But I'm just trying to skip forward here because the hostages were just released. I'm just a little bit behind the actual situation. So you can see they've been doing an event out of it every time, bringing them up on a stage to do like a graduation ceremony. And then all the Palestinians mob these little girls.
They're looking to negotiate for peace on the other side, that we're going to see at peace and negotiate
from. I'm just looking at 2 different screens here, lined up. Those are similar to the cars we saw in the last release of captives. our understanding is that you have not just Hamas, but also Islamic Jihad, because it wasn't just Hamas that was holding those captives throughout the war since October 7, when it launched its attack, October 7, 2023, on Israel, on a day that was the end of one of their holidays, and it took Israel by complete surprise. Of course, since then, it's been 15 months of war. Israel has been
with 68,000 Palestinians babies born during the genocide. And watch how Al Jazeera will not claim any genocidal intent, that Hamas or Palestinians have been accused of anything remotely close to genocide or war crimes, anything, any sort of reporting. Journalists, Hamas.
That the Israeli captive will be released from between camps.
So here they are making an event of signing the papers. And they have banners in the back saying that Gaza will be the death yard of the Zionists. So showing a lot of open-mindedness here to, you know, for coexistence and peace. And, you know, we should definitely be looking at making a two-state solution with these people. Definitely the correct... Girl's name is not Israeli captive. It is Agam Berger. She's 19 years old. And she was not wearing military uniform when she was taken hostage. She was wearing a pajama. She was in her pajama. They put a fake army uniform on her for the show. Please keep that in mind when watching. Bullies with weapons towering over a 19-year-old girl that you dressed up in an army uniform when she was taken hostage in pajamas. How disgusting could you... It doesn't get any lower than Hamas.
To be read
just disgusting. Last Saturday, and just to fuck with Israel, to psychologically fuck with the families, Hamas held her for a couple days and then tried to force themselves to relinquish to be able to go to the north of Israel, and the IDF pushed for her release earlier, so that's why she's being released today. But just to purposely psychologically fuck with the families who've had their children held for it's absolutely crazy. Look at the amount of Palestine. Is this a genocide? Tell me real quick. Everyone has their phones out. Everyone has cameras. Everyone has guns. Everyone's partying and celebrating the street. What kind of genocide is this? Look how many people are out there. Look how many people are supporting Hamas today. Today. Look. That looks like a frail genocidal population to you? That's what that looks like? This looks like a concentration camp? Look at that. Look at that. Guys, look at that. That looks like a genocide? Waving Hamas, civilians waving Hamas flags?
Yes.
Now let's hear the speech. Let's hear the speech of propaganda.
Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have been waiting for this historic moment, the release of the Israeli captives. Jazeera refugee camp, worth mentioning, is that it has been completely and partially destroyed by the Israeli military. It has been subjected to a 100 consecutive day of the ground incursion that left the whole camp in ruins. Now Hamas showed the great ability of releasing the one Israeli female captive from Jazeera refugee camp. Thousands of Palestinians are gathered just to witness this historic moment, as they have been waiting for it for so long, and the release of 110 Palestinians from the Israeli prisons.
110 terrorists. Al Jazeera doesn't make a difference. The people who are being released today in exchange for Agam Berger are rapists, they're pedophiles, they're terrorists, they're suicide bombers, they're mass murderers. Don't let Al Jazeera just get scot-free just by saying they're prisoners. They're not prisoners, they're terrorists.
Will bring ease to many families. Among these Israeli Palestinian prisoners are from the Gaza Strip. They will come back to the Gaza Strip and reunite with their beloved ones. Again, due to this exchange, the atmosphere here in Northern Governorate is beyond happiness and joy, as this...
Look at this picture of Gaza, okay? Look at this picture of Gaza. Look at the destruction. Look at the people in the streets claiming a genocide. You tell me if the Palestinians can be helped. Truly. Take a look at this fucking image real quick and tell me if you think these people can be helped. And I'm not joking when I say this. It's not just Hamas propaganda. They genuinely believe that this was a victory. They genuinely, in their heart of hearts, believe that this was a mass victory for Palestine, for Islam, and for the Arab world. I'm not going to reiterate the videos that I've been seeing from here, but some of the prisoners have been released were already standing and making videos today on TikTok vowing that they're going to do October 7th again, and they're so excited to attack America and Israel again. Free Palestine is a scam. It's a scam. You've been lied to. There is no just cause in Palestine. These people need rehabilitation and they need psychological help and evaluation because this is next level hell of humanity. It's a hellhole of humanity, truly. Okay, this is happening live right now. They are walking the hostages through this fucking rabid crowd before releasing them. Tell me, where is the moral right in Palestine? Where is the morality in Gaza? What is wrong with these people?
The place that is resilient his general sentiment up they to facilitate that
organizing
captives as we want see them with the green bands are surrounding the Israeli now out of the
Look at this. This is a hostage release happening right now. This is happening live.
Walking slowly amid those unprecedented crowds of civilians who are overseeing the release and the handover operation to the ICRC. Those fighters with the green bands are surrounding the Israeli captives for security purposes, and we are close and edging closer to the point in which
this is insanity.
Captives will be handed to the members of the international.
Tell me, is this a side you support? Is this a side you want to be on?
Standing patiently at the other side of the corridor.
This is the side you want to be on.
And now we can see that civilians have started to chant. It's barely very difficult to see them due to the very overcrowded numbers.
Tariq, just a second. You know what?
From my location,
Tariq, I'm going to jump in. We're going to take in this sound. We're going to listen to this for a second, and I'll be right back with you.
Look, this is how they're releasing the hostages. This is disgusting. This is happening live right now. I'm actually shocked at what I'm seeing. Look at them. It's a mob. What kind of genocided population of this? Look at everybody has a fucking cell phone in their hands. Look at this. Everybody has a phone in their hands, fully charged, ready to film. What kind of concentration camp is this?
For those who are just joining us, we are watching remarkable pictures, live footage coming out of Khan Yunis in the southern part of the Gaza Strip. What you're seeing right now, we can't quite make them out.
This is an 80-year-old hostage
at this stage
who's being released.
Israeli hostages, possibly two of them, possibly also Thai hostages, are being brought by Hamas and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. They are trying to make their way through what is a very compact crowd in order to complete the release, in order to hand them over to the International Committee of the Red Cross. Now, we observed earlier that there are two armed factions collaborating on this, Palestinian factions. One, Hamas, you see the green headbands, and the yellow headbands are for the Islamic Jihad. Now, one Israeli soldier was released earlier today, and we're expecting that in this group, in this release, we are expecting to see Arbel Yahoud, a 29-year-old, beg your pardon, 29-year-old
Palestinians have no morality.
We might also see Gadin Moses,
this proves
an 80-year-old male civilian. Now, he would be, if we do see him, the first male to be released. All these things, remember, have been hashed out and negotiated. And
this is absolutely disgusting.
In the crowd, you're very near where this is happening in Khan Yunis. For the
captive, the Islamic Israeli to maintain a proper release of the Israeli captive, but apparently it's only one Israeli captive that I managed to see amid this very
absolutely disgusting. I'm shocked.
Who are surrounding the release of the Israeli captives. Now they have arrived and reached the vehicles of the International Committee of the Red Cross. These vehicles are surrounded right now by military figures from both organizations, Hamas and the Islamic Jihad, as now the International Committee of the Red Cross has successfully received the Israeli female captive, and she is right now in her way to get into the cars of.
Let's try it over.
Yes, he is old, and the military
female captive. So you're
due to the very love to witness and watch the release to the close to the cars of the International Committee of the Red Cross. One of them is right now filming from the rooftop of that vehicle for the handover operation. The scene from our location is overwhelming, as the members of the International Committee of the Red Cross are still.
I tweeted this the other day.
Vehicles in order to.
There is no God in Palestine. God has abandoned Palestine. God has abandoned Palestine. And I don't really believe these people can be helped if this is your idea of a victory, is holding on to a 19-year-old girl, an 80-year-old man who's being released today, amongst two babies who are 0 and 2 years old, who have been held in captivity for almost 2 years now. This is a sick society that really cannot be helped. If you love my channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon and buying some merchandise. We just released new designs last night. Check it out on thetravelingclad.com. Bring home the hostages. Let them go. Bring every single one of them home. God bless you. God bless Israel. Love you guys a long time. Goodbye, Clads. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclad.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.